There's military aggression from both sides.
4 million people died in a short but brutal war here between North and South Korea. Today, there's a buffer zone, 4 kilometers wide and 240 kilometers long, cutting Korea in half along the 38th parallel. It's one of the eeriest places on Earth, and rather bizarrely, it's also one of the world's most popular tourist attractions. They even have a theme park dedicated to it. Hung-dae was injured by shrapnel at the age of 8 when the Korean War broke out. His family left to live abroad. 30 years later, he's come back from Brazil for the first time.
I feel heavy-hearted and saddened since we can't cross the border and see each other because of ideological conflict. That's heart-wrenching.
When you come here, it almost looks like a theme park. Do you think it's respectful enough of the situation between the two countries?
Rather than just watching the borderline, I think it's great to have fun with children, which is a sort of expression of free democracy.
This is the most fortified border in the world, separating probably one of the poorest countries on the planet with one of the richest.
South Korea is by no means perfect, of course, with the government and big business blighted by corruption and poverty surprisingly high amongst the elderly. But stories about repression, concentration camps and poor living conditions in the country opposite are notorious.
So those of you standing on my left are now standing in communist North Korea, while those on my right are still relatively safe within the Republic of Korea. But nonetheless, as the military demarcation line is not in effect within this building, you may make a crossing into North Korea safely and freely.
The only other way of doing that would be for me to go back to Seoul, fly to Beijing in China, from there go to the capital of North Korea, and then come all the way around here again. I mean, technically, the two countries are still at war. Is that
That's right, sir. So it is only an armistice agreement. It's not a peace agreement.
In spite of the big changes forced on South Korea by geopolitics, some age-old traditions remain, especially away from the big cities. The country's biggest island, Jeju in the south, is where South Koreans and many Japanese tourists come to ski in the winter and enjoy the beautiful coastline in the summer. It's also home to one of Korea's most fascinating and enduring traditions. Meet the women divers, or Haenyu, of Jeju, a skill that's been part of the island's culture since the 17th century. The youngest woman here is 54, the oldest in her 80s. The trawl begins for sea urchins, abalones, shellfish, octopus and conch. In a good week, the women here can earn up to $200. Money, however, is not the primary motive. Soon Nyo is 66, and she started diving when she was 15.
We're not born with these skills. We weren't good at the beginning, but as we keep doing it, we get better and better.
They can go down as low as 15 meters, holding their breath for up to 2 minutes at a time.
Now, for these women, it's just a job.
but I think what a fantastic feat of human endurance, considering some of these people are in their 80s. Now, originally, men deemed it too lowly a job for them to be doing, but the fact is, women do it far better.
그렇죠. 제주도는 그래요.
There are only 1 or 2 male divers here. Women are better than men at this, as they swim a lot, from the moment they are born. And they make such an effort to be good at it. Men swim for fun, not for business.
But the sad thing is that this is a dying craft, with many young people preferring to pursue more contemporary career paths. In 1950, there were 30,000 registered Haenyeo. Today, it's around 3,000, and all of them are in their later years.
I believe that Haenyeo has value globally. I hope that we can preserve this practice permanently. That's our desire. It's a shame that the number of Haenyeo are on the decline.
Some 4 hours later, and the divers are back, their nets bulging with the fruits of their labour. Getting around South Korea by air is possible with a few domestic carriers to choose from. But high-speed intercity train travel is the most relaxed and efficient way. So it's time to get on board the 8:30 a.m. West Gold train on the way to the town of Muju. But, as I'm about to find out, this is no ordinary train journey. Because on this train service, your feet get extra special attention too, in a special foot spa cubicle. But my chilled-out state doesn't last for long, because just a few yards away, a party has just begun. Is this really happening at 8:45 in the morning on a train? Fact is, performing and entertainment are woven into everyday social life. And from one Korean passion to another, Taekwondo.
Since Sydney 2000, Taekwondo has been an Olympic sport, and the government has spent millions of dollars promoting it and setting up dedicated schools overseas. There are now 206 member nations. And then there's this. Less than a year old, this complex, called Taekwondon is a huge state-of-the-art shrine to the martial art.
With regular demonstrations like this, it's hoped kids will be sucked in by the athleticism and drama of the sport. But according to Kyu Jin, who's just come back from Brazil on a mission to raise awareness of Taekwondo, there's a lot more to it than smashing wooden blocks.
태권도는 다른 무술과 다르게
Yes, Taekwondo places more importance on respect for masters than on technique, unlike other martial arts. There are 5 essential spirits of Taekwondo. They are courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control and indomitable spirit. The most important is courtesy. Taekwondo is like making a deadly weapon with our body that's only used with good intentions.
Kyu Jin believes that Taekwondo is the kind of Korean culture that the world should know about.
한국에서는 지금 K-팝이
Now, K-pop is a big hit around the world. I believe the so-called Korean wave has originated from Taekwondo. With the same mindset, the government's paying great attention to Taekwondo, with the creation of things like this park and the training of Taekwondo masters and players.
Punch or kick? Kick.
Time for me to give it a go. But there's nothing like one-to-one tuition with a black belt master.
So I've reached the end of my journey through South Korea, and it's become pretty obvious to me that this country is on an accelerated path to asserting itself on the world stage. It's a journey not without its problems. Old institutions like the traditional family unit and corporate dynasties are under threat. And the fault line between communism and capitalism along the 38th parallel that divides Korea is as deep and volatile as ever. It's amazing. Oh, I did it again. Sorry. But I've met a lot of young people on this trip, and they seem confident about the future of their country. And let's face it, with the prosperity and the efficiency this country enjoys, they've got every right to be.